The sutra says, Shakti Chakra Sandhane Vishwa Sanghara. When the movement of Shakti happens, then the world comes to an end. Shakti Chakra Sandhane Vishwa Sanghara. The cycle of Shakti, the play of Shiva's energy, is the ending, the dissolution of the world. What does this mean? To understand this, we'll have to first see what does Shakti, Shiva, Vishwa and Sanghar, what do all these terms stand for? Shiva is the heart, the very center, the seat of all honesty in us. Shakti is right action, action emanating from the right center, the center of truth, the center of honesty. The question then is, what would right action do to a world built from the false center? The word used is Vishwa. That which we perceive, that which we assume ourselves to be living in. What is all that? And why is it being said that when Shiva dances, then our world comes to an end? The dance of Shiva is the dance of truth. What does it say about our world if it is said that the dance of truth is the ending of our world? I'm asking you, what would the truth bring to an end? Falseness, ignorance. So if the truth is bringing that to an end, which we call as the world, what does that tell about that, our world? It is a world of illusion, ignorance and falseness. Those who are attached to the world may forget all about Shiva. Those who are attached to their ideas, perceptions, ego, relationships and have great stakes in the continuation of this world may just give up on Shiva. You need not read any further. For Shiva is not for those who give the world the highest priority. Shiva is only for those whose highest priority is Shiva himself. In fact, if you are attached to the world, then the one thing that you would most strongly resist is Shiva himself. And Shiva here stands for the self, the Atman, Brahm, truth itself. Now does that explain why we find ourselves opposing that which is divine and right on so many occasions? Attached to the falseness, obviously, you would end up opposing that which is true. The author of the simple sutra does not offer us any consolations. He makes no bones about the simple fact that when Shakti dances, then we come to an end. Our entire world, and along that with we too come to an end. So those who like themselves, those who feel that everything is all right with them, cannot even begin the spiritual journey. For the spiritual journey begins with a recognition of a certain unease in the mind. Those who are so insensitive that they can't even perceive that they are restless, or those who don't have the honesty to admit that their lives, ideas, thoughts are all smeared with fear and doubt, will not be able to even step into self-inquiry. For to step into self-inquiry is to invite Shiva to step into your life. Then your action will not be your action. Then your action will be the action of Shakti. And when Shakti dances, the author is very straightforwardly telling us, this world comes to an end. Now, what would you rather have? The world or Shiva? For most of us, the choice is obvious. We have such investments in the world that Shiva can go take a break. Shiva can wait, for he is supposed to be eternal and immortal. Right? So we say, Shiva, you stand postponed. The world is more important. It cannot be suspended. Do we see how in matters of daily living, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, right now, that which is trivial becomes the most important for us? And what is the logic we use to console ourselves? We say, let me first finish the trivial, then I will move to the important. Is that not our pet logic? We keep postponing that which is the most important, that which is Shiva, to the future. We keep saying, right now is the time for mundane worldly affairs. The truth can come a little later. Now we do not say that we are disregarding the truth. We do not accept that we have given the priority belonging to truth to something else. Instead, we just say that it is because that the truth is so important, so I am postponing it. It is because love is so dear to me that I am postponing it. Let me first finish off the daily chores. Let me first wind up all the affairs in the office. And then, darling, we shall find a few moments of love. Have you not heard this? Let's take a loving vacation 3 months hence. And what is it that never gets postponed? What is it that our lives are totally full of? This and that. Washing, cleaning, eating, attending, maintaining relationships, servicing the car, gossiping, replying to emails, maintaining social networks. Shopping, then paying the bills. Running debts, then wondering about the interest. Now this is something that never gets postponed. Because if this gets postponed, then we get legal notices. The truth keeps on getting postponed. And when the truth comes, all that is trivial, all that deserves to be set afire, indeed reduces to ashes. Spirituality is not an attainment, it is a dissolution. One does not go to Shiva to get peace. Shiva can offer you no peace. One does not go to the truth to get truth. Truth can offer you no truth. One goes to Shiva to burn all that away which is the barrier to peace. Peace is your nature. You cannot get it from anywhere. Shiva is Shiva because his dance is the dance of destruction. He will destroy all that which stands between you and peace. Truth is truth, not because it provides truth. Truth, if it is truth, is already there. Nothing but the truth is. When you go close to truth, you do not get truth. You lose falseness. Now, if you are afraid of losing, then you may continue being what you are. Then you need not bother yourself with even beginning the journey. Only if you are honest about your life, only if you can stare the facts of daily living in the face and see that you are fed up of them, and see that you do not want anymore to be the same person, that you must even look at Shiva. Otherwise, we can continue to waddle in the same rubbish that we call as the world. Anything on this sutra? We won't move ahead till we are sure that we have had the most of this sutra as per our capacity. Yes, please.
Says Shakti
The movement.
application in the translation. And who applies his total energy. Implies that there is some action required.
When you read his total energy, then you must understand that only the truth is total. Everything else is partial. So his total energy stands for the energy of Shiva, who alone is total. His total energy is Shakti. So one who applies his total energy simply means one who lets Shakti dance into his life. Because your energy is always partial. Total energy comes only from there or here, whatever, whichever way you want to point. Total is the key word.
So then it implies surrender.
Surrender, wonderful. But you won't surrender something if you still find it useful, would you? If you still see utility and pleasure in something, why would you yet surrender it? You would say, I still want to keep consuming it. Spirituality is only for those who firstly have the sensitivity to feel that something is amiss. that the music of life is not available to them, that something is calling from afar, but they are unable to listen clearly to it, that something most wonderful, most free, most loving is available, yet elusive. It is only for those. And it doesn't end here. Not only do you need to have the sensitivity to feel this way, then you must also have the courage to live up to what you are feeling. Many of us, even though they understand that life is missing on the vital, they continue living in the trivial because they do not have the courage to move towards the vital, to embrace the vital. They continue with the trivial. Yes. Yes, please.
It seems that this one can surrender for Shiva is something special, like some part of us, me, of my is maybe some special, some pure qualities. When we speak about this one can surrender, maybe also survive destruction as well. So that means pure enough to receive Shiva or to receive this after the world is being destroyed.
We are special. The one who surrenders is not special at all. We are special. Surrender is our ordinary, simple nature. One lives in surrender, like the river, like the bird, like everything else in existence. We are special because we think that we are unique individuals, because we cherish our individuality, our distinct identities. We are special because our sense of being is linked to that which makes us special. Go close to this. Whenever you think of yourself, whenever you have to bring yourself forward, what do you think of yourself? How will you describe yourself? How do you know yourself as? You will say, you belong to such nationality. You will say, you belong to such a religion. You will say, you are the holder of such educational degrees. You will say, you are the owner of such bank balance. You will say, such are your relationships. Now, each of these is a speciality. What is something special? That which is not general. Special is that which is not general. Do we ever describe ourselves in terms of the general? Look at the river. Here, each current is a general current. It has no individual name, identity, or story. The story of the current is the story of the river itself. There is nothing special here. There is just the total flow. But with us, there is always something special. Beginning with our name. It's a distinctive name, is it not? When your name is called, only you respond. It is a special name. Surrender means seeing the stupidity of all that is special about us. Once you have seen that everything that you hold as your distinctive feature, as something probably to be proud of or ashamed of, that is where your hell lies. If there is something special about you, notice that you cannot ignore it. you will either be proud of it or ashamed of it. It is by definition special. It is by definition something that is tied to your identity and hence important. Whatever is important about you is your curse. Whatever swells you up and whatever deflates you down is the barrier between you and Shiva. To surrender is to live like the river. To surrender is to flow like the wind. There is nothing special at all about the surrendered one. What has he surrendered? He has surrendered all that which was special about him. So how can anything special be left with him? Spirituality is a movement into ordinariness. You drop all that which makes you unique, distinct, extraordinary. And if you have come to spirituality to feel even more extraordinary, then you will distort spirituality to suit your self-interest. Shiva.
Shiva is it different here than there?
Differences are surrendered. हाँ. The real extraordinary one is the one who no more seeks to be extraordinary. When everyone wants to be extraordinary, then the desire to become extraordinary is a very ordinary desire. Or is it not? You want to become something, he wants to become something, she wants to become something. We all want to reach somewhere. And we all want, in our own minds and our capacities, to reach a position of extraordinariness, which makes all of it so ordinary. Ordinary not in the sense of Zen, ordinary not in the sense of Shiva, ordinary in the sense of mediocrity. When I use the word ordinary in the sense of truth, I mean pure and simple. And when I use the word ordinary in the sense of society, then I mean mediocre, corrupted, adulterated.
Honesty about suffering or agitation. So if I admit to myself, if I'm willing to acknowledge that my mind is agitated, that I'm craving something, have aversion to something else, and both of these things, the thing I'm craving is not here, the thing I have an aversion to is here, and I'm acknowledging all of these things, and I realize, oh, I'm unhappy, but then wouldn't surrender be, oh, I'm unhappy, and there's no way that I should be other than how I am, and then I can find peace. So,
but it is not the statement. Statement of surrender is not surrender. What you have said is kind of a proxy. It is likable. It sounds nice. But it is not surrender itself. Surrender itself will not be a statement that alright, it is bad, but this is what it is. It is there in the quality of that moment. It is there in the acknowledgement itself. And that acknowledgement is not a thought, is not a conclusion or a statement. It is there. You don't even have time to formulate a statement. All statements take time to come. You don't have that time. You cannot surrender retrospectively.
How can I make it happen naturally?
By not trying to make it happen. The more you try to make it happen, the more the doer will be present. And it is the doer that has to be surrendered. So the more you try for it, the more you try to maintain yourself.
More make a difference, do better, make this one. So deciding to use others. So we surrender in the devotion of serving others, helping others achieve their goals, finding their passion.
One surrenders otherness. So how can the surrendered one work for others? Only the one who is not surrendered sees others. This perception that there are others is the first thing to be surrendered. The otherness. Kindly drop this notion that you can surrender and then work for others. There are no others. This is the thing to be surrendered. When you say there are others, then by definition you are self-centered. You are saying there is me and there are others. Now on top of this separation, you want to put a well-meaning intention. But that well-meaning intention comes after the separation. You are saying there is me and then there is the rest of the universe. There are others. There is Ram, Ramesh, Tom, Harry, and there is me. So what has come first? The separation between me and others. Now, after you have made the others separate, you are saying, I love you. What kind of game is this? Firstly, you are saying you are separate. Now you are saying, I want to work for your welfare. Why did you then make them separate? Take them as yourself. And when you take them as yourself, then you first of all see that you are the universe. And spirituality is about, first of all, self-inquiry. Take care of yourself, the universe will take care of itself. Great acts of welfare get done through the simple spiritual man. But he is never working for the sake of others. Others greatly benefit through his presence. But he will never say that I am going there for others. The moment he says it is for others, he has spoiled everything. Work first of all for yourself. You want to help others. Have you been able to help yourself first? You want to say you want to do good to others. Do you first of all know what is meant by good? Have you been able to bring it to your own life? When I do not know what goodness means, when I do not know what help means, then in the name of goodness, help and welfare, I will only end up doing disservice to others. So do not even try that. Leave the others and leave otherness. Take care of yourself first.
This idea of like this truth of separation. So
There is?
this idea there is no separation in truth, for we are all the same.
No, not the same. We are very different, yet one.
Okay, that sounds different.
We are very different, yet one. We are different in the sense that we all hold ourselves to be special. So you are A, he is B, I am C. And we are one in the sense that our tendency to be different is one. It is not as if we are all one. If you get hurt, I don't feel the pain really. Do I? You bleed, I don't. But when I get hurt, I too bleed. This bleeding makes us one. You confine yourself to your silo. I confine myself to my silo. Our silos are different, but our tendency is to confine ourselves is one. In that sense, all mankind is one. When you understand your own tendency to live in a silo, then you understand the disease of the entire world. A silo means a bracket, a confinement. Any narrow space. When we understand that we have a tendency to draw boundaries around us, then we also understand why the world is divided in such a way. If I do not understand my own tendencies, how will I understand the world? Because the world and me are one. Why are nations divided? Because you and your brother are divided. Is there any difference between these divisions?
Sorry to ask again.
No, you must not be sorry firstly. It is most welcome.
Like for me, tendencies, if I sit in meditation with the sun, my mind is not there. There's still somebody there. Beyond the mind, which very clear.
Yes.
This beautiful actually, there is an individual and all individuals. Different but beautiful at the same time.
If there are still differences, then there is no meditation. First of all, one cannot sit in meditation. Second, one cannot become silent. Sitting in meditation means you are confining meditation to an activity. Sitting in meditation means that when you are standing, you are no more meditative. So there is nothing called sitting in meditation or having a particular pose of meditation. Meditation is either there spanning across time or it is not there at all. It cannot be confined to a particular time, place, pose or asana. Secondly, you cannot become silence. Silence is not a matter of becoming. Silence is not an achievement. Silence is a matter of unbecoming. You can become a policeman, you can become a rock star, you can become an astronaut, but you cannot become silent. Becoming silent is an oxymoron. You have to return to your original silence, which means unbecoming, which means a giving up, a dropping. So in case you are practicing meditation, kindly understand that the practice itself is the barrier between you and meditation. Nobody can practice meditation. It is a falseness by its very definition. If you are learning silence or practicing compassion, kindly see the absurdity in the whole effort. One can laugh at it, right? Like this.
There's something that the doer can do.
The do.
Come closer to not to do. If there is one intelligent thing that the doer can do, what would that be?
Laugh. The doer must never take himself seriously. Never.
Self-deception. You go doing something at this time, get self-deception. Then you think it's right. Everyone around you thinks it's wrong. You don't want to listen to them because simply you think you're special.
I know what is right for me. How do you know how my life is? That kind of stuff. What to do with it? It exists.
How to stop it?
By seeing that it is stupid. Would you carry on with something if you know it is stupid?
It's not that simple.
It is very simple and easy if you are prepared to ease down a little. If you are prepared to come down from your mighty throne. We sit at the highest thrones possible. We have displaced God. If you can come down a little, then you can see that it's also absurd. Anybody here who takes himself lightly, and if such a one is there, then it will be very simple for him to surrender, to understand, and the rest of it. We experience fear, right? Do you see why we experience fear? Fear means I will lose something valuable. Which in turn means, first of all, you have something valuable. Now the beggar is greatly afraid of being robbed. Do you see the various ways in which we put ourselves on the throne? I have something valuable. The world wants to rob it. So I'm afraid. Taking yourself lightly means not being afraid. Not being afraid and also not being greedy. Because there is nothing great that I can attain. So I can walk lightly. We take this entire matter of living too seriously. We can't ask questions. We can't smile. Dancing requires preparation. We walk as if we are walking on sand. Heavy footsteps.